what would you think that what can create an impediment India's rise in the global head table?
For the last 1,000 years, somebody ruled. So everyone thought this is not my country, it is somebody else's country because somebody else is ruling.
Corruption was India's biggest enemy. So the problem that India has that we Indians do not have a sense of belonging.
This country is mine. You should be proud about your country. If you understand your country's history very well, then you will be very proud.
What would you think that what can create an impediment in India's rise in the global head table? What are the factors which we need to be watching out for, looking out for? That how do we make sure that the potential which we are experiencing now would result in its logical conclusion? I'll tell you, for instance, I think one of the challenges that Indians face, I mean, it's a radical thought. You tell me that whether I'm right or wrong, or maybe you can add to that. You spoke about the indiscipline in Delhi recently on the street. You spoke about how Indians need to be more transparent and true to their duties and responsibilities. And corruption was India's biggest enemy for quite some time till the current dispensation has taken over. So the problem that India has that we Indians do not have a sense of belonging. The country we don't feel that is ours. One of the simple ways that you see that we keep our houses clean, neat, but when we go out, we throw garbage on the street. That is one significant difference that I have often noticed during my personal experience while traveling to developing countries, that where the people feel the country is their own, that's what is missing in India. Do you think that, Mr. Murthy, you can come in and throw some light on this? What would you feel? Is that the source?
Yeah, I think so, because look at our history. For the last 1,000 years, somebody ruled. So everyone thought this is not my country, it is somebody else's country because somebody else is ruling. And if you read Robert Clive's diary, he says when he went to War of Plassey in 1757, he had only 300 soldiers,
yes,
officers. And on the other side, Raj Dawla had a lakh of people. And he writes there that if everyone would have taken one stone, people were watching him when he was marching on the street, both sides people were watching. So he said at that time, if everybody would have taken one stone and pelted on us, we would have buried under the stone.
Yes.
But I knew, because everyone thinks this is Siraj-ud-Dawla's country, not my country. So let the war happen. So that could be one of the reasons that people never felt this is my country. And when you say this country is mine, you should be proud about your country.
You would never have corruption. You would never steal your own money.
Yeah. And to be proud, you should know your history of your country. If you look at your history and say, look, it is not that I have always lost. I have won sometimes. I have been lost for what reason? If you understand your country's history very well, then you'll be very proud. I'm also a teacher. I used to tell my students, if you do not learn your history properly, and if you're not proud of your country, you will never carry our culture properly. If you want to understand someone, if you go to other country and you want to understand another person, you should read the history of that country, then you'll understand his mannerism or his way of living or talking, because after all, we are the product of the history. What our ancestors thought, what we thought, where we have improved over that. So I feel people never felt it is our country.
Duologue with Barun featuring Narayana Murthy and Sudha Murty. Streaming on the world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.